All right, so here's a worksheet we were doing in class today. And so I kind of wanted to make a video on some of the, just to review a little bit, but then also do the backside a little bit more. So this is inequalities on a number line. This is 7th grade. And so what we did here, and I'm kind of just review over what we did, is that we found the number 4 and we looked to see if it is a open or closed, and there's no equal to. So when there's no equal to, it's an open, which means we don't include this number. It means we include everything from the left of that, but not that number. So if you look here, all right, so this is what we were doing. So let's do a couple more, and I'm only gonna do a couple more so we can do it. All right, so K is less than or equal to a -5. So I'm going to go to where -5 is. I have a equal to, so that means we're going to have a closed. So I'm going to put a little closed dot on here. It's less than, so you got to pick a number less than -5. Well, less than is always to the left. You can also sometimes tell by the way the inequality is, only if the variable's on the left side. If the variable is switched, like this guy right here, then you can rewrite it. If you write it, look, you can just put, I always just write like the two things, the K and the -4, and then I look to see what the alligator's eating. It's eating the -4. So I'm going to do that, and it's got an equal to. So you can do it that way, or you can do it this way. So a -4, I'm going to put a closed dot. And then look at K. K has to be smaller than -4. So I want a number less than -4. So -4 is the biggest. Because of that, I'm going to go this way. And you can see how this arrow kind of shows you. All right, so let's go to the backside. The backside is a little bit more challenging. I gave the class the odd ones. I'm going to do a couple of the even ones. So we're going to just do a couple of the even ones so you can kind of see this. All right, and I'm also going to do them on notebook paper instead of, because I'm going to run out of room. All right, so hopefully you can see this. I'm going to go ahead and write the first one, number 30. And I'm not going to do all these. I'm just going to pick some of these. All right, so I'm going to do number 30. And number 30 is -10 plus m, divide the whole thing by 3, which is less than or equal to 3. All right, this is the one that's kind of like a special case. Remember the divide sign? The 3 is being divided into both of these. It's not being divided just into m. It's being divided. So we have to get rid of the divide by 3 first. It's a special case one. So what's the opposite of divide by 3? We're going to multiply. Remember, I like using parentheses as a multiplication. This 3 is on top and this 3 is on the bottom. So they kind of like become 1. And so the only thing we have left is -10 plus m is less than, and 3 times 3 is 9. All right, what's your variable? Your variable is m. What's being done to m? It's being subtracted by 10. Remember, the positive is with the m, not with the, it's not the, so the -10 is being subtracted from 10 from m. So the opposite of subtract 10 is add 10 to both sides. This becomes a 0 pair. So bring down your m. M is positive, so we don't flip anything. And then 9 plus 10 is 19. So how do I graph it? So I'm going to go ahead and put my answer here. M is less than 19. All right. You can't see it. Sorry. And now I'm going to graph it. What kind of dot am I going to put with 19? Well, there's no equal to, so we know it's an open. All right, it's a less than. So you want a number less than 19. Well, less thans go to the left. So we're going to go to the left. And that's my answer. All right, so let's try 32. I got to get x by itself. So what's being done to x? Well, x is being added by 3. Remember, it's a sign in front. This negative goes with the x. So really, this is a negative x. So it's added by 3. So the opposite of add 3 is going to be subtract 3 to both sides. So I'm going to subtract 3 to both sides. Use your calculator, because a -1 and a -3 make a -4. All right, watch out for this one. We have a negative x. Now, if I want, notice my x is on the right side. If I want to switch them, I can write negative x. The alligator's eating the negative x. and -4. So this is the same thing. I just switched them. See how the alligator is eating the negative? Okay, so it's here. But, however, we have a negative x. Remember, it's like saying -1. And so we divide both sides by -1. So in our class, we talked about, and if we did this correctly, we would actually say we're dividing both sides by -1. And because we're dividing or multiplying a negative away from the variable, we flip the inequality. See the negative? It's with the variable. So we flip it only on multiply and divide. And two negatives make a positive. So our answer is x is less than or equal to 9. So if I go here, x is less than or equal to, I said 9, I think it's 4. 4. So go here, it's a solid, or what we call it closed. And I want a number less than 4, so I'm going to go that way. All right, let's do 34. 34, they start looking really fun. And so I'm going to do a couple of more of these, and then we're going to not do any more and let you kind of figure it out. But it's basically all the same thing. And I'm going to try to pick some hard ones. I'm really going to try to pick some really busy ones, like some on the bottom too. But let's do 34 first. Okay, so here's the problem. All right, so we need to look at this and be careful. All right, so that's 12. We got to distribute. So whenever you see a parentheses and you see a number outside, see how there's a parentheses here with no number on it? So that means we're going to distribute. So we're going to take -8 and we're going to multiply it to -4. That negative follows the 8, so it has to go -8 times a -4. That makes a positive 32k. I can put a k there. All right, then -8 times a -6. Negative make a positive, and 8 times 6 is 48. And I'm just going to rewrite this one. So this is going to be 12 is greater than -4. All right, so this is like our equal sign. So we can combine like terms here. See the -4 and the 48, and I'm going to kind of circle these a little bit. -4 and 48, those are the same. They're combined like terms. So we're going to combine them. So 12 is greater. 48 minus 4 is 44. And I'm just going to put 44 here. All right. I got to get the number away. So what's my variable? K. What's being done to K? It's being multiplied by 32 and added by 44. So we always get rid of add and subtract first. So I'm going to subtract 44 to both sides. 44 subtract 12. I'm going to assume that is 32. And it's negative because 44 is bigger. And then we got 32k. What's your variable? K. What's being done to K? It's being multiplied by 32. So what's the opposite of multiply by 32? Divide both sides by 32. So K is less, well, it's not, it's greater than, let's just wait. And -32 divided by 32 is a -1. All right, do I flip it? No, I don't have to. I could leave it like this. I just know I need to pick a number smaller than -1. So let's leave it like that and see if we can graph it correctly. So really my answer is K is less than -1. So really we can put -1 is greater than K, or we could put K is less than -1. So -1, I'm going to put an open, and the reason why is because there's no equal to sign. I want a number less than -1, so that means I'm going to the left. All right, let's pick a good one. Which one should we do? Well, let's do 42. 42 looks really nasty. It looks like a fun one. So we're going to put 42 here. I might need 2 pages. All right, I'm just kidding. 42. So we got a -4 plus 3b plus 6b is less than or equal to 6 plus 4, 1 plus b. Wow. That looks like a great one, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to see parentheses. So I'm going to do distributing first. So a negative times 4, that's a negative 4. A negative times 3b, that's a negative 3b. Leave the 6b alone. This 6 is that 6? I better make sure I didn't write it right. Okay, that's right. This 4 is next to the parentheses, so we're going to multiply that. So we're going to say 6 plus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times b is 4b. All right, we're going to start on this side. We're going to combine like terms. There's a b and there's a b. So this should be negative 4. What's a negative 3 plus 6? That should be a positive 3b. What's 6 plus 4? That's 10 plus 4b. All right, now I got to just kind of get my numbers together. So I like moving my numbers over. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Ten plus 4 is 14. Now, remember, we put the number that way. It's like tennis. Now I'm going to make the b go that way. So the opposite of plus 4b is minus 4b. That's a negative b right there. All right, so what does this look like to you? If that's a negative, that means I'm going to keep that one, flip this one, and that comes a negative. So that's my answer. So we want b is greater than negative 14. So here we go. This was 42. 42. So we know b is greater or equal to negative 14. Negative 14. So it's going to be a closed. And we're going to the right because we want b to be greater. All right, I think that's good enough. I just wanted to kind of show you how you could do some of these. They're really not that difficult. You just have to distribute first, make sure you do your signs correctly, and combine like terms. Make sure you combine them, just like you see here. Notice I'd combined my, once I distribute. Notice I distribute first. I don't add 10 and then distribute. I have to distribute first, and so I did, and then I added what was the combined like terms. Like here, I distribute the negative first, then I combined my b's together. So always distribute first, then clean it up. All right, hope this helps.